So you beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Today's video I wanted to focus on the fact that Modern Warfare 2 is actually getting Activision in some serious hot water. Now if you do enjoy the video any portion, please don't forget to drop a like, and if you are new here, consider subscribing with the notification bell click so you get my Call of Duty videos as soon as they are published. So I'm going to play you a little clip here. I will link the original maker down in the description. And what you can see here is essentially a D-badged VW Caddy. These are very popular where I live in the UK. Now, as we pan round to the driver's side window and look at the steering wheel, what can you see? Because that is a blatant VW badge right in front of our faces. And that just kind of makes me believe that this 3-year development cycle that this game has supposedly had either didn't exist, or Activision have some very incompetent people making this game. Now, that's been arguable for the last couple of years in my opinion, but we've had one map already removed from this game, which is the museum map that you guys would have seen in the beta if you played it or watched anyone streaming the beta like I did. I believe it's the Valderas Museum. It's the J. Paul Getty Museum, I believe, in Los Angeles in California. And although there's certain things that are different, like paintings and stuff, the actual architectural structure of the building is exactly the same. And I think there's a bit of contention between the people who own that building and Activision at the moment, and that's why that has been removed, simply because there's no likely licensing agreement between Activision and the people that own the property for it to be in the game. And you guys will know this isn't a new thing that has happened with Call of Duty. We've had controversy in Call of Duty several times before. The No Russian mission was a massive controversial thing. We had the likes of sacred scriptures being found on the floor that were highly disrespectful in Favela, to the point where the map was actually removed in the original Modern Warfare 2. And they had to make their adjustments before it could actually come back. In other games, it's happened as well. For those of you who remember what I believe is such a great game, Resistance of Man, there was one of the trilogy, I believe it was a trilogy, yeah, was it? Yeah, I believe it was. One of the trilogy had the church in Manchester belonging to the Church of England, and they sued them. They sued them because they did not want this game that was essentially a violent first-person shooter being associated with the Church of England. So essentially, that's what they sued them for. So going back to Call of Duty, you'd think they would know, as one of the biggest games in the world, being a AAA title and having such big backing from a company like Activision, they would have all their P's and Q's in order. They would have all their T's crossed and all their I's dotted when it comes to things like these. And clearly they haven't, because I, again, don't believe there's been a 3-year development cycle on this game. In fact, I think this is probably one of the laziest attempts at making a Call of Duty we have ever seen. The museum isn't the only map that is under scrutiny right now. We've also had Crown Raceway, which was Marina Bay or whatever it was called previously. That was removed for a period of time, brought back, and is now Crown Raceway. And I still think this might get them in trouble simply because it still looks the same. It still looks the same. So Season 1, we might have 3 less maps than we originally started with, which starts to make the purchase price look a bit steep, if you ask me. And finally, there's the Breenberg Hotel, which is a hotel called the Conservatorium in Amsterdam. It's a 5-star luxury hotel, and they are contemplating, from what I understand, legal action against Activision, simply because that hotel facade, the lobby, is very similar to the one that you would actually go to. And what it seems like to me, looking at the maps, is the development team could not be bothered to actually lovingly develop maps to play in multiplayer, because clearly their focus must have been on Warzone. Let's be honest, multiplayer seems like the neglected child in Call of Duty for several Call of Duties now. And if we look at some of the maps, someone's just gone, put sand on the floor and thought, I put a wall here, I put a wall here, I put a wall here, and I put a wall there, a broken wall there, a little building and a shack here. That's how this game seems to me. And when they couldn't be bothered to do that, oh, we'll just copy an actual building that's already pre-made for us and just go and take some videos and photographs and then, you know, bring it digitally into the game. That's it. That's literally what it seems like they're doing right now. And it's backfiring. It's massively backfiring. Now, did Activision know these things were going on? Or is it down to Infinity Ward being incompetent? Or has Infinity Ward said to them, I'm not sure if we're going to get around this. And Activision's just like, do it anyway. Because ultimately what they could do is turn around and say, you know what? You want a court case? Okay. We'll have a court case, and then when it comes to getting to court, there's an out-of-court settlement to shut these people up, and they get a few million. Activision gets what they want, ultimately. I don't know, that's what it seems like's going on, but the game just seems to me as if they can't be bothered anymore, and it seemed like this gradually as the years have gone by. We look at the original big OG Call of Duties, the original Modern Warfare 2, the first Black Ops that came out. We had proper, fully fledged weapons that had names. The FAMAS, the Galils, the G11s, the M16As, the M4As, the AK-47s and AK-74Us of the world, the Scar Ls, the Scar Hs, all those kind of things you'd find in this game. And obviously they would have to be licensed. It seems to me now when you look at the weapons, most of them aren't licensed. They're replicas, they're named similar in a way where we would understand what it is, but it isn't actually that game. And that's what games like Grand Theft Auto do. We know there's cars in that game that are blatantly Lamborghinis, blatantly Porsches or Ferraris, but they've kind of changed the grille, the headlights, they've definitely debadged the cars. It's something that's been a practice in games for years, but with a game that they're obviously trying to steep in realism, it doesn't make sense to me to try and immerse us in what's essentially now a military shooter and then take away all the things that make it viscerally feel that way. It's going to be a funny few months for Call of Duty and Modern Warfare, especially when Season 1 comes around and we potentially see that there are several maps that started with the game that have gone because they're going to have to do something for us. And if they think they're going to give me a XP boost as compensation, no. That's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. Guys, down in the comment section, you let me know your thoughts and feelings. Do you believe that Modern Warfare 2 has had a full 3-year development cycle, or do you just believe it's been lazily developed? Guys, there are many buttons you could click, but a like and subscribe button, I hope they took your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.